Friday Night Smackdown started off with the recap of the matches from the King and the Queen of the Ring from the past week. I'm your host, Unknown Emperor, bringing you Friday Night Smackdown review. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started. First off, I would like to appreciate everybody for sticking with me. I know it's been a little minute since I was been able to bring you a video like this, but a lot has been happening. But I'm going to do a little bit better job to be more consistent, so I do appreciate you for tuning in. And if you haven't tuned in, it's your first time seeing me, thank you for tuning in. As I stated earlier, I am Unknown Emperor. I do a lot of nice things, but tonight, today, this morning, this afternoon, whenever you're watching this video, you just tuned in to see the Friday Night Smackdown review, and I'm here to give it to you. Who better to start off Friday Night Smackdown than the #1 overall draft pick, your EST, Bianca Belair, taking on Tiffany Stratton. I know Tiffany has been getting a lot of heat over the past couple of days, but Tiffy, baby, I'm with you. I'm not with you, but I support you. You're a great wrestler. And this was just a showcase of that. Two great wrestlers in the ring with each other, showcasing their power, showcasing their athleticism. Two beautiful, amazing, great wrestlers in their right. And they showcased this time. They started off with a nice little shoving match, pushing each other, just showcasing the strength a little bit. Tiffany upped it by slapping Bianca Belair. And, just showing off all nice and good. After that exchange, Bianca was able to get the upper hand, and she was starting to run away with the momentum a little bit. But then she dropped Tiffany Stratton on her knee, and in her landing knee, she got up a little hobbled, got up limping, and that was going to be a target for the rest of the match. It was really good. And from that point, Tiffany was targeting Bianca's leg, and she was targeting Bianca's hair. Because from that point, it was a lot of hair pulling, it was a lot of knee scraping, a lot of stuff went on after that point. But Bianca stayed strong through it. We even got this nice little spot where Bianca was heading out of the ring, and Tiffany Stratton grabbed Bianca's hair and pulled her down on the apron, and Bianca's leg got caught in the ropes. It was real nasty. And then whenever we came back from break, Tiffany had Bianca in this nice submission move where she was basically doing like a backwards crab, and her leg was caught, kind of like a calf crusher, but she did it with a little bridge. But that was real nice, real good. And then after that, Bianca was able to start getting the momentum. She really started letting that adrenaline run by. She forgot about the pain in her leg. She was able to bust out a spine buster. Then she went for the KOD. Tiffany Stratton was able to reverse the KOD, and it worked her way into a stomp in Bianca's Belair chest, which she got a near fall on. That one got me. I thought Tiffany, for some reason was gonna, Tiffy. I thought she was gonna win. Spoiler warning, she didn't. I'm sorry. But she didn't win. She went for her patented cartwheel backflip thing. Bianca caught her and then hit her with a nice German suplex. She went for the KOD. Tiffany was able to get out of the KOD. She chopped Bianca Belair down for the nice near fall. And then whenever Tiffany Stratton went up for the prettiest moonsault, Bianca Belair was able to burst up some energy, push Tiffany off of the turnbuckle. She landed down. She was able to then hoist her up for the KOD. She dropped her down. 1, 2, 3 on a gimp leg. Bianca Belair moves on to the semifinals. And I don't know what Tiffany goes from here, but hopefully they keep putting her in these spots, putting her in these nice matches, because Tiffany is a great wrestler. And Bianca Belair is able to go to the next round, and Bianca Belair is able to just keep pushing. She might ultimately win this thing. That'll probably set up her and Bayley, but I honestly don't know who's going to win next week, because a lot can happen based off of events that happened later on in the day. But I enjoyed the match. Logan Paul was then backstage, shown going into Nick Aldis's room. Coming out of Nick Aldis's room was LA Knight. They had a nice little stare down. And then we zoom to Tama Tonga. He was in the back making some weird ass animal noises. Like they said he sounded like the thing from the Wild Thornberrys. Like I forgot his name, but the young man from the Wild Thornberrys, that's what he was back there sounding like before his match with LA Knight. But then we segue to the match. LA Knight, Tama Tonga, Beta Bloodline on the background. That's what I called them. But Bloodline Beta, or Beta Bloodline. They were on the outside, casting distractions. Match started off pretty nice. Tama Tonga was real feisty, trying to bust out chokeholds. But LA Knight did get the upper hand, and he started to work Tama Tonga a little bit. But he fell victim to wrestling rules, and he got distracted. Solo Sikoa, Tongaloa got up on the apron, distracted LA Knight for a little bit, helped Tama Tonga get the upper hand. LA Knight is pushing again, like he's going strong. He's about to work out the blunt force trauma. Tongaloa pulls his brother out of the ring, Tama Tonga. LA Knight dives out of the ring on Tongaloa. Throws Tama Tonga back into the ring. He's staring Solo Sikoa in his eyes, daring him to hit him. Solo didn't hit him. Again, he took his eyes off the prize. He got in the ring. He got hit with like this jumping STO type move from Tama Tonga. Tama Tonga wins 1, 2, 3, and he goes on to the quarterfinals. LA Knight, I'm thinking, would go into the United States picture scene. I don't know. He might go to the Money in the Bank scene, but Tama Tonga goes on to the next round. Then we got the contract signing between Logan Paul and Cody Rhodes, and this contract signing ended with someone going through the table. But the way we got here, you might not have. Cody Rhodes came out. Logan Paul came out. Well, vice versa, but they both came out. Nick Aldis was with him, and Logan Paul had his lawyer and 3 people with a Prime t-shirt on behind him. Cody Rhodes started off, he gave us a little trivia. He was like, what happened on this day in 1992? Logan obviously didn't know. He said the crowd knew, but he said because he's a fan of wrestling. And the 1992, on the day, essentially yesterday, or the night that this Friday night Smackdown was on, was the first ever War Games. He said that Logan Paul is a tourist. He's just stopping by. This isn't anything like that. Logan Paul cut him off, saying like, hey, you saying what the last guy said, and the guy before him. And he's still the longest reigning champion. He looked at the contract, and then he proceeded to rip up the contract that Nick Aldis had handed him. And then he proceeded to bring out a contract of his own. He shoved it in Nick Aldis' face. Nick Aldis started to get worked up a little bit. Cody Rhodes told him to calm down. Like, hey, baby, I got you. Slow down, roll. You can go to the back, take the rest of the night off. I'm going to take care of it, which he did. Which he didn't. He really didn't. And the problem that Logan Paul was having was like, hey, I said we was challenging for your title, Cody. My United States Championship is not to be touched. I don't know where you got that from, but it's not that. It's not that. So in Logan's contract, he said that they're going after Cody's title, which, okay. Cody signed Logan's contract, and then Logan tried to get the jump on Cody. Cody got out of the way, tossed Logan out of the ring, and then he put one of the Prime boys who had the broccoli head, I guess that's what he called him, through the table. And he was standing with both of the titles. He tossed Logan his title, and then that was the end of that. So I guess whenever they go to Saudi, that it's just going to be Cody's title up for grabs, which is perfectly fine. They didn't want to make Cody essentially the tyrant that he is, or that he would be with the titles. That's like a Roman move to get both, not necessarily a Cody Rhodes move, but they was playing on him becoming a Grand Slam champion. That's gonna happen before his career is up, but it's not gonna happen right now. Like, hey, It is what it is. Next, we zoom to Jade Cargill, Nia Jax. They was both in the back claiming that they were going to win. Obviously, one of them was lying. We go to their match. Jade Cargill, Nia Jax, two strong, amazing, beautiful women, great athletes, showcasing what they have to offer. Nia started off strong with a right, and then she was essentially just tossing Jade around. I'm gonna breeze through this because it wasn't really much to this match. It was under 5 minutes. Nia Jax threw Jade Cargill outside, and then she slung her along the ring side. And I heard someone say, "Mommy, mother," like mommy, and I was confused. I was like, "Is a kid like yelling, too loud?" And I heard, but then the camera panned to Jade Cargill's daughter, and then Jade Cargill on the barricade in front of her daughter, and Nia Jax pull up like a thug, take Jade, and then throw her off and say, "Your mama suck," to her daughter's face, like ruthless. Jade Cargill started to play on that emotion. Nia Jax started to play on Jade Cargill's emotion a little bit because Nia Jax went to go grab a chair and act like she was gonna hit her. She essentially did hit her, but Jade caught it. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't know. It is what it is. Jade Cargill took the chair from Nia Jax and then proceeded to get disqualified by hitting Nia Jax in the back, acting surprised, like thinking like, "Hey, she attempted to hit me," and then they had a pull apart brawl. Nia Jax was laughing the whole way because she already knew what she had just done. And Jade Cargill is now out of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Crowd was yelling bullshit. I completely agree with them. That was a dumbass finish, but I guess, I trust Triple H. This is the Paul Levesque era, and I have no reason but to trust him. So, but I think that was a dumbass ending to the match. Can't really fault him. I ain't even gonna be mad at it too long. Next we had a tag team match between DIY and Legado del Fantasma, Humberto and Angel Garza. DIY won. It wasn't really much to this match. The tag team champions was on the outside of the ring, down under, A-Town down under, which is Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Longer the short of it is, Johnny Gargano hit a springboard, his spear through the ropes. He was going up on the top rope. Santos Escobar and the lovely young lady that was Legado del Fantasma, her name is leaving my head right now. She pushed Johnny off the ropes. They got ejected, but while the ref was kicking Santos Escobar out, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa hit the meet in the middle on, I want to say it was Humberto, and then got the 1, 2, 3. And then after that, they stared at Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. So I'm assuming after this, they're going to go and take those titles from A-Town down under, which is perfectly fine. The match itself was okay. Like I said, it wasn't really much to write home about. Long and short of it is, I enjoyed the match. You let me know if you did. Going on. Next, we had AJ Styles in the back saying that he doesn't know what he's going to do next, and that next week he's going to talk to Nick Aldis, even though that at around this time it was an hour and 30 minutes into the show and Nick Aldis had already been out, unless when Cody Rhodes told him to go home, he actually went home. But there's no reason that the GM left, and there's no reason that AJ Styles couldn't have talked to him this week. But hey, 7 days. Main event time. We got Carmelo Hayes taking on Randy Keith Orton. This is what Carmelo Hayes' fourth week on Raw. SmackDown. He's already main evented it twice. But that just means he's gonna be a very nice player later on in the game. I believe in Carmelo Hayes, and he is a great athlete. If you watched him on NXT, he's gonna give you nothing but bangers. His personality, his charisma, his aura, the way he wrestles, the way he just moves, how he handles himself in the ring. He's gonna be a nice player on SmackDown, and they were great to get him. I didn't mention it, but he did have a run-in with LA Knight a little bit earlier. So there might be a few going on. There might be a few later on, maybe after LA Knight wins the United States Championship from Logan Paul. But main event time, Carmelo Hayes, Randy Orton started off with that man Carmelo Hayes licked his hand and smacked Randy Orton in the back of his head. For real. Like he licked and smacked Randy Orton in the back of his head. The apex predator, the viper, in the back of his head. That man Randy Orton turned up on him. He threw him into the ring post twice, and then he threw him outside. He was about to slam him on the announcer's table, but then Carmelo Hayes landed on his feet. Randy was like, "Motherfucker, you're not going nowhere." And then he pulled his foot from under him, landed down. He threw him on the announcer's table 3 times. It was, oh my goodness. Commercial break must have done some wonders because, like I said, Randy was on top, no diddy. Before the commercial break, when we came back, Carmelo Hayes is doing a dive on the inside of the ring, and he is running wild on Randy Orton. It really didn't take long for Randy Orton to kind of kick into his mode again. He went vintage Randy Orton. And then when he went for the spike DDT, Carmelo was able to turn that into a first 48, which is just a better version of the Code Breaker. He just looked so nasty doing it. And then he got a kick out at 2. At this point, I already knew what was going to happen. Randy Orton was going to win. Carmelo went for his patented, he went for I think it's called the last call or last shot or shot clock, something along those lines. He went for it. He missed. Randy Orton hit his DDT. This, that, and the third. Carmelo Hayes was able to get up. He went for a springboard cutter, and out of nowhere in midair, Randy Orton caught him with an RKO. Randy Orton's knee is still gimpy from last week, but he did get the win, 1, 2, 3. And he's going next week to face Tama Tonga. I personally think this is what's gonna and then Bloodline Beta or Beta Bloodline came out, Solo, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and the wise man Paul Heyman came out and was staring at Randy Orton, and Randy Orton grabbed the mic and he started spitting on the mic, literally, like spitting hard. Like, hey, next week I'm gonna put my foot in your ass. And that was it. And then Smackdown went off air. But what I was saying was, what I think is gonna happen, is Jey Uso beats Gunther Monday night. Tama Tonga beats Randy Orton next Friday. And then we get Jay versus Tama Tonga. Then Jimmy comes back. And then it leads to Roman Reigns, or it leads to the Usos versus Gorillas of Destiny. Oh my goodness. But that's what I think. You let me know what you think below. You let me know what you think about last night's Smackdown. You leave a like, you leave a comment, you share, and you subscribe to the channel. We do more than just wrestling here, but this is just something that we do. So for your wrestling news, you always tune in to Just an Unknown Emperor. I am he is me, and unknown to you until I'm known. And even when I'm known, I'm unknown to you. But I am an emperor always, and you always welcome to join my empire. Thank you for tuning in. You have a blessed one. Talk to you later.